Hi everyone, it's Amie Mish-Wills from Enterprise Legal, and I thought I'd jump on here today to have a really quick chat to you about a common question I've been getting, and that is whether or not you can direct your staff to receive the COVID-19 vaccination. Now, in typical lawyer fashion, the answer depends. As you guys know, employers can give lawful and reasonable directions directing their staff to do certain things, and the question in this case is whether or not a direction for staff to receive the COVID-19 vaccination fits within that lawful and reasonable category. And there are a number of things that are taken into consideration when balancing that direction, and one of the big ones is work health and safety. Now, employers and employees have an obligation to ensure the safety and well-being of not only themselves and their colleagues, but those who enter and exit their workplace. And an example of where a direction for staff to receive the COVID-19 vaccination might be deemed lawful and reasonable based on workplace health and safety obligations could be, for example, an aged care facility. Now, the level of risk in those types of facilities is significantly higher than like an average office workplace, and the vulnerability of those within those facilities is really what dictates what needs to happen with staff. And there are actually broader health directives in place both on a state and federal level as well that need to be complied with in order to gain entry into those facilities. Now, an employer who runs an aged care facility could reasonably argue that a direction for staff to receive the COVID-19 vaccination is indeed lawful and reasonable based on the level of risk and the vulnerability of the patients within those facilities and to comply with broader health directives. But let's look at maybe, for example, a smaller marketing company where they've got a small office, they're not client-facing roles, and the level of risk is significantly lower. In that case, there may be a bit more difficulty with arguing that it's a lawful and reasonable direction because the work health and safety obligation isn't significantly high that would dictate that those staff are required to be immunised in order to be at work. And so, as you can see, it's not very simple, and there are a lot of things that are taken into consideration in order to determine whether or not that is a lawful and reasonable direction that you can give to your staff and subsequently enforce. So the best advice I can give you is get in touch, let us help you navigate that, and if it is deemed to be likely to be a lawful and reasonable direction, we can help you roll that direction out within your workplace in a way that is hopefully well received with staff. But I'm sorry that it can't be a simple yes or no, but I really hope this has kind of helped at least put a little bit of perspective as to, why this is a little bit more complex. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to get in touch, and thanks for tuning in.